Well, earlier this week, I was talking with a guy at a local USPSA club about a USPSA Stage Design Seminar, and one of the things that he wanted us to do was take an existing stage, and you can see that here, and create a new one. The stipulation was that we had to use everything that was in this stage, no more, no less. Just sort of take this pit, reorganize this course of fire into something of our own. And just kind of looking at this really quick, you can see it's a fairly large stage. It's 32 rounds. It's on a 75-yard rifle range, so it's set up as a field course. And from box A, we have 4 pieces of steel at 30 feet. Move down along the free fire zone, or within the fault lines. We have 3 angled pieces of paper tucked behind a low wall. We have 2 standard size walls that create a 90-degree corner, which forces you to move down the shooting area to engage 3 more pieces of paper with a no-shoot thrown in. The further you move down, you've got some more paper on the right, more paper on the left, and then down here we get to a Bianchi barricade. And what you see here, this listed as backer, is, from what I understand, this is just a typical target stand of what is on, or what is at the range typically, and oftentimes they place targets onto this backer. And you can see we have 3 pieces of paper stuck to the backer. I'm sorry, 4 pieces of paper stuck to the backer, 3 of which have to be engaged around the Bianchi barricade. And what I have is my rendition of this stage. Go full screen, make this a little easier. Alright, so this is my rendition of the field course. And as you can see, I'm kind of spread out, but I'm pretty happy with the way it turned out overall. It may need a tweak or two, but I think this is the way I'm going to submit it when we get together for the seminar. And I just kind of want to break it down a little bit here. These little goofy looking things are actually cameras, so just kind of bear with me. Initially I was going to put a shooting box way back here and make the shooter engage steel at about 20 yards. Initially I had 2 pieces of steel over here and 2 pieces of steel out in here, but because this is such a large course and it's a 32 round course, we're not permitted to do shooting boxes, so I had to manipulate it a little bit to make it work. So first and foremost, we have 4 pieces of steel. They can either be engaged from at about 20 yards. When the buzzer goes off, I'm going to have heels on X's kind of a thing, and at the buzzer, just go nuts and engage anything as you see fit. But you can either engage the 4 pieces of steel from back here, or you can move up to as close as 8 yards to engage that steel. Now, I tried to arrange this in such a manner that even if you decided to shoot the steel later in the stage, you would have to do it before you rounded this corner, because there's a no-shoot sort of angled in front of it. It makes it more difficult to engage the steel, because once you get up into here, you're about 6 yards from the steel. So I wanted to prevent any rounds hitting steel this close, because it must be 7 yards unless there's a fault line which the shooter can cross, and then it needs to be 8 yards out. So that's why there's a no-shoot there, which seems to be kind of in the middle of nowhere. It's just my way of deterring shooters from engaging steel at this close range. After that, we have a full-size wall here, and I've got 2 paper targets and a no-shoot set up, so that in order to engage these targets, you need to move down the shooting area and sort of get down past the wall. It gets kind of close to 180 here. We may need to pull this target out a little bit away from the wall, but I wanted the shooter to have to come down, and I situated the targets far enough back behind the wall that you really needed to move down the course to engage it. Once those targets are engaged, I have a goofy wall set up here, and the first target in this array, if you will, is one way out here at the end. It just seemed like the best place to put it. I was initially going to put it back in here so that you had to shoot about 10 yards through a small passage, which is about 1 foot wide, but I thought that would result in shot up walls. So we placed the target out here, which is easy enough to engage. Now, engaging these other two pieces of paper, if you charge this corner, you'll be pretty much squared up with the target that's pushed up against the wall. You can either lean out beyond the fault line, standing on it, not stepping over it, and engage the second piece of paper, or you can move back down the shooting course or down the fault line to get a better view of that target. So I'm trying to make it difficult to engage both pieces of paper quickly or from one position. You know, you'll have to do some leaning or moving to engage both pieces. Once those are engaged, I have two more paper targets set up on the opposite side of the wall. They're partially shrouded by actually these other targets are shrouded by a barrel, but I've got a barrel situated behind those targets. This should be fairly easy to engage from a variety of positions. If you get too far down here, you're going to start blowing holes through the wall. So hopefully we've got shooters that'll engage the targets from down in here somewhere. Back behind these two, I have two tall barrels set up, stacked one on top of another, so that you have to continue moving down the course of fire to see those targets. Obviously, you really can't see them from back in here. I guess you could shoot them if you really wanted to, but my suggestion would be to move back so that you have a more square shot. The next target array is three low-angled pieces of paper set behind a half wall. And then the last part of the course, as you round the corner, you come to kind of a goofy array of targets. I've got two no-shoots set back before the barricade so that I'm kind of forcing the shooter to come inside that Bianchi barricade and lean out around it, doing a strong hand and weak hand shot at both targets, left and right. And that, more or less, is my stage. This is what it looks like from an angled view, high and to the right. We also have a view high and to the left. Here's another one. And that is the stage that I'll be submitting for the Stage Design Seminar.